the global system is extremely unequal. I mean, and it is probably naive to expect that the UN alone would be equal or democratic when the whole structure, from the IMF, World Bank, the financial system is extremely unequal. And the UN in many ways reflects these global inequalities.
Well, Mariama, do you have any more feedback to share with our audience, please?
Yes, indeed. We'll move on to a very critical posting from Sylvester Menjo from Kenya, who writes, how can the UN solve Africa's problems when it was strategically set up to guard the political interest of the West? The UN should stop being used as a fire extinguisher by Western powers after setting African countries on fire. Look at the conflicts in Libya, Sudan, Chad, Nigeria, Central African Republic, and the DRC. Who is benefiting? Who is supplying the arms that are terrorizing innocent lives? These cases should propel Africa to chart its own destiny. Well, while we're at it, we're going to take a look at another one, this time from Patricia Namdi in Uganda, who says, the UN should ensure that there is respect for human rights in African countries. It should also work better with the powerful nations to curtail terrorism, which has affected African states. The UN should help negotiate fair prices for African raw materials on the world market. It should also condemn corruption, dictatorship, and nepotism that have rendered many African economies stagnant. Well, the comments are very, very packed with a lot of ideas and some very harsh criticism. Shaka?
Thank you very much. What about that, Peter Kilote?
Had similar instances of criticisms against our leaders, and some of them have said that the UN institutions should be revamped or should be reorganized. Now, there have been several instances of promises that the UN institution has to be reorganized, but it's been decades and the status quo remains. So it remains to be seen what benefit the observers say that Africans get from these UN General Assembly. The critics say that the African leaders make very fine, lofty speeches at the UN General Assembly, but there's absolutely nothing tangible to show for it when they come back home.